Well, first of all, thanks for coming. It's a little different design here. I like this. It's funny. I was walking up the steps and I looked on my phone. I got the delivery to my house, Omaha Steaks. I don't know what that means. But that's kind of cool. I've never had that before. But I had a notice to make sure I get them out and put them in the fridge. I have no idea who sent it, but that's kind of the expectations around here, as we know. But it's something that's cool, and it's looking forward to the season. We lost some really good players last year, in particular our hitters. Suarez, our pitcher, was outstanding, but we had the leading hitter in the ACC. We had the leading home run hitter and RBI in the country. We had some other guys, Kennedy and Sevio, had great years for them. And so we have some guys to replace to be as good. But first of all, those guys had a great year, and it was fun to get back to Omaha. We all understand that this is the level that this program has set for many, many years. If you're going to be successful, you got to go to Omaha, and you got to have a chance to win. And I hope the polls are right, because all the polls have us ranked in the top 8. And last time I checked, there's 8 teams that go to Omaha, and anybody gets there can win.
Jim, what's the carryover when you get there one year, but you're not the last team standing? Do you want the guys who were part of it? Do you want them to look back on that and use it as fuel, or would you rather go into the year thinking about what's ahead instead of what's behind?
No, I mean, I think the fact that we've got a lot of guys on our team that played in Omaha and learned something from my experience. Like when I got here in '94, we had a lot of guys that had played in Omaha. And then we went 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. We finally won in '99. Had a great chance there in '96. I think that was a thing that built character, and they understood what to expect and to get there. So I think that only helps us. The fact that we went last year, and a lot of these guys played in Omaha and understand what it's all about. It's talked about every day, I can tell you, every day.
Hey Jim, obviously you've had a bunch of practices already. From fall ball to now, who are some guys that maybe have surprised you and how much they've progressed?
Well, I guess, Chester's playing very well right now in center field, which is an important thing, that leadoff spot. Hayward's played very good preseason and spring like he did last year at the end of the year. Collins is a guy that I think has improved a lot defensively. He's worked very, very hard in that role. Chris Barr is very solid at first. Romy Gonzalez will be only freshman start. We'll start him out at the bottom of the order, but he's got a lot of potential. He's got good hands. He's got good range. Got a great arm, and the ball jumps off his bat. Johnny Ruiz has played good. Edgar's played good. Willie Abreu's played well. I mean, we got a lot of guys in this pitch group. Metavilla has just made it impossible for us to leave him in the bullpen. I would love to have Metavilla in the bullpen. There was a freshman All-American. His earned run average was under 2, but we got to have him in the rotation. It's just made it impossible for us to do that. We got to get to the 7th or 8th inning, and we need him in the rotation. And he'll pitch on Saturday nights right now. Woody pitched most of the Friday nights there. So, and then Denny Garcia was a starter for us all year. So that combination right there kind of gives a solid start rotation. And then we got Brian Garcia and Cooper in the bullpen. And there's been a lot of years since I've been here that we went to Omaha that we had an outstanding right-hander and a sidewinder coming there, and that's the way we got it done. So, you kind of remember those days. We did it with those guys without a left-hander specifically sometimes, and that's what we got to do this year.
How confident are you in the squad? And if there were reasons to be confident, what would they be?
Well, I think the confidence, we got some guys that's got the ability, and our pitching's back. Most of our pitching's back, so that's a big thing. I think we'll play good defense. Some of those guys in the middle, whether it be Zach or Abreu or Hayward, they got to knock in some runs like those guys that graduated did, or guys that signed pro deal, I should say. So that's the thing, but they've got potential to do that. They've got to get it done and step it up.
You mentioned Ruiz before. He starts out at short. He'll start the year at shortstop.
Starting at short, yes. And he's had a really good spring. So I mean, he's one of our tougher outs right now. Of course, the alumni gave him 3 yes, but he's done that all spring. He's done a good job getting on bases.
Jim, obviously some adjustments that you have to make in terms of the rotation. Has there been any of the freshmen or any of the younger guys that you've seen that can make more today?
Well, Andrew Cabezas is a guy that we expect to win a lot of games for us. He's battling for that 4 slot that Wednesday thing. He's from Coral Gables High School, right down the street. Grew up in our ballpark, working in the concession, I guess, and with our school, because they always handle good concession. So it's he's a guy's got a lot of ability. We felt like he was the best pitcher in Dade and Broward County last year, and he's gonna make an impact on our team. He's come along. He's made an adjustment, but we've got some good guys in front of him. And we're fortunate to have that. But he's going to be a starter for us in the future. He's not right out of the chute.
Here's my usual weather question. How much does it help you guys that you're here practicing and you got a team from Jersey coming in that was just 2 degrees yesterday?
Well, you know, it's amazing. First of all, it's been the worst weather we've ever had in the spring. I've never seen so much rain that we've had this spring. Everything ought to be green. But Rutgers schools, they have a nice indoor facility, so they work very hard inside. And they normally come in here and make no errors. We've had ground come today, right? They come in here on grass and they come here and they play very solid. Blue collar team. All the kids are from Jersey, and they play hard and they're ready to play. They're excited to get out here in the sunshine. Very, very excited. And our guys are too. In fact, it's an open series. We're always a very good club. And play good, you get a chance to win. If you don't, we're going to win. So it's a good tune-up for us to get ready, and something that our RPI was number 1 in the country last year. So therefore, we got to play every day to have an RPI. You don't have this. If your RPI is going to be 1, and that's our goal, is to be one of the top things, so you can host everything. Then we have to play every day hard.
Jim, Hayward had big moments at times last year in big spots, and he always seemed to kind of grow as the year went along. What's the next step for him in terms of what he can become?
Well, if he plays like he did in the tournaments, that's all we can ask him. Because he's got great genes. Of course, we all know who his brother is. But his mom and dad are great. Jacob's a big, strong guy. The ball really jumps up. So if he makes contact and he can run, then he's going to drive in a lot of runs and be a guy that leads our team in home runs. So he's a strong guy, very strong, great genes. Always have to recruit guys with good genes, and you got a chance to have good players.
Jim, do you have a reliever ready to plug into Medevia's spot in that setup role?
Not exactly. We're trying to figure out who that is. But if I had every whole field, we'd be ranked number 1 in the country, I guess. So the real deal is somebody's got to step up to that role to get somebody out in the 6th, 7th innings, possibly the 8th inning to get us to that 9th inning with Brian Garcia.
Jim, this place looks a lot different than it did just a few years ago, even. How has that helped you? I mean, I know you still go after a lot of local kids who want to play here for other reasons, I'm sure. It's just the fact that the facility has been upgraded, that it just looks nicer than it ever has, obviously. How much does that help you recruiting-wise?
Well, no question, the nicer your facility, the more it helps you. And that's one of the things we sell, that we feel like we have everything here that they can be the best player they can be. You know, from the weight room to the locker room to now the TV games, to being able to have video systems to learn and to watch himself in practice and games, to the best weather in the country, and a great product. The University of Miami is a great product to sell. Kids love it, to think I'll have a degree from the University of Miami. The year before last, the year before that, our APR, our graduation rate, was 1,000, which means your guys are graduating. And we had the most guys in the big leagues. So we feel like that's a pretty good selling point. If we can tell guys, hey, we got more guys in the big leagues than anybody, and our guys are graduating. I promise you, your son will graduate if he comes here and does what we tell him to do, and we'll have everything available for him. So I think we have some great things to sell.
A lot of the hitters left from last year, but Collins is still back.
Excuse me?
Collins is still here.
Yeah.
He stayed. A lot of the offense left last year. What do you expect to get at Collins?
Oh, I need him to hit about 800 bombs. He's our best hitter on the team, and ball really jumps off his bat. No question about that. Got a chance to be a high draft choice. He's up for all the preseason award things, but I'm more interested in postseason awards than I am preseason. But he has a lot of ability, and we need for him just to have his normal year. And for him, that means you could hit 400 and drive in some runs and have those 2 guys in front to get on base and give him a chance. And Hayward behind him to hit, so he gets pitches, and Willie behind him. But it's just a building thing to be able to have everybody get good pitches. pitches to hit.
You mentioned Willie just now. I was going to ask you, what have you seen from him just kind of growth-wise in the offseason?
Well, you know, this last year has been tough for Willie. If you talk to him, you know more than anybody. But he, you know, with his mom and her health problems, and Willie's a great kid. You know, I guess the ultimate kind of compliment you could have, if you have a daughter, you want her to marry Willie. I don't think you can say any more than that. Willie gave me a picture, sent me pictures. A picture when his mom was in the hospital when I was there, and a picture now. It's amazing the difference, how much progress she's made. Of course, that helps Willie too. But he's very, very close to his family, in particular to his mom.
Coach, almost everyone on the roster except for maybe 3 guys is from Florida. 20 of them, I think, are from Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Just what can I say about the talent down here and how important it is to this program?
Well, I mean, the talent in South Florida and California are always known as the best 2 states. And, so it's a huge thing. I guess it's that way in football and baseball. So we feel like that if we can control South Florida and get most of the players from down here, then we're going to be good. And we just got to put it together.
Hey Coach, you ranked preseason 6th in a few different polls. How does that change your mentality, not only going into the season, but during practice before the season starts?
Well, you know, it's a challenge to do that. I think that's great, and our players, that makes them feel good. Now, I like being ranked, to be honest with you. I like being ranked high, and because that means you got good players, and people expect you to go there, and you got to expect to go to Omaha. You got to expect to win games. I think it's a very important thing. There's a lot of people, when they come to our ballpark, they expect us to win, and that's a good thing. And I think that's the mentality our team's got to have, to know that no one's going to outwork them, and expect to win, expect to get a hit, expect to get people out every time you go out there. It's going to be very positive. Well, it's just a tough sport because, you know, you're a failure as a hitter 65–70% of the time, and it's a tough sport. So you've got to have that mentality. You got to be mentally tough, and I think our guys feel good about what their ability is and the expectations and what we can do.
Can you talk a little bit about your conference and Florida? Florida's coming up quick.
Well, I'll talk about the conference first. The ACC is a great conference, and it's amazing to say that Virginia, you know, we beat them last year. We finished first in our division, and we beat them in the tournament, and they finished 9th in the league and squeaked into the ACC tournament because we changed the format, and they won the national tournament. So I show you the league, how good it is. I mean, they finished 9th in our league and finished first in the College World Series. This year, our game plan is to finish 9th in the league in the College World Series. Because the last 2 years we've won our league. So it just shows you how tough the league is from top to bottom. Every one of the teams are good. If you have a hiccup, you lose. I don't care who it is now. And baseball's getting more and more like, you know, football or whatever. If you don't win, you don't have a job. So there's so many jobs that have been changed since I've been here. There's so many facilities that have been improved. We're playing good facilities all the time. Good facilities all the time. So it's a great thing, and every week you're flying everywhere. The players are treated well. They're taken care of, and all the things you can do. So in Florida's probably got the best club, in my opinion, they ever had in our history. So and that says something right there. I think they're loaded. You know, if they don't win it all, they ought to be in trouble. They're really good. So that's a good compliment for them right there. And we got to find a way to beat them. First of all, we got to figure out how to beat Rutgers, and then we put St. Thomas on the schedule this year after they won. They finished in the finals in the World Series. I thought it'd be a great matchup. Bring him in here because they lost in the final game there. So it'd be a good local matchup. We talk about local players. They get good players. So every weekend, every game, if we can play good people, I try to play conference champions as much as we can. And if you do that, then I think that kind of throws into your RPI being good.
Coach, with the ACC weekends this year, you have a ridiculous home schedule. Virginia being the top-ranked team, North Carolina, and Louisville. I mean, you have no weekends off normally in the ACC. This year, your home schedule is quite impressive for the ACC games.
Well, it is, but I'm glad we're playing them at home. That's the good news. But they're all good. Probably right now on paper, Florida's probably the #1 team in the country. But Louisville's probably the #2 team in the country. They're very good. They've got back a couple first-rounders on the pitching staff who's outstanding. We're a very solid club out there, and Louisville, the whole conference is good. Virginia is good every year now. North Carolina's good. Florida State's good. Georgia Tech's good. everybody's good, and everybody at the bottom. There's not this, there used to be these two groups, the top and the bottom, and like the bottom half used to be not. You're supposed to win every game against them. I don't know who that bottom half is now, because everybody keeps getting better.
Anything else for Coach Morris?
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you coming. Go fight, win.